Hello, everyone, and welcome to the program Midday Discourse on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi, and I deeply and sincerely apologize for coming a little bit behind schedule due to a few technical issues that has just been resolved. So on today's edition, we'll be looking at the impact of the new minimum wage and also extraying the trajectory of food security and security challenges that are being faced, locally here in the FCT. And then we are hoping that we would be able to do justice to that, because I have a guest with me here in the studio who would be extraying, and then we'll be diving and as well getting reactions of Nigerians from the streets of Abuja on the current inflictions in food prices. And then we hope that the government would do something a little bit more faster than usual to curb all of these food challenges. So on today's edition, we'll be looking at a whole lot of issues, because locally now can collaborate together in helping curb or totally bring crime to its minimal in Abuja.
Okay, before I go into it,
Yeah.
I'll say I was one of the victims of the insecurity going on in Nigeria.
Yeah.
You understand? And I won't lie to you, the government are not doing well. I mean, the security agencies are not doing very well to protect the life of the people in the city here, Abuja.
Yeah.
You understand? And so when I come to think of it, I felt like, who would want to risk his life when they are not getting paid well? Nobody wants to risk his life for thank you. You understand? I feel like the salary they pay them is not enough for them to fight for life.
To be able to, want to put themselves, because one, these security agencies, so the officers generally, they have families, and then they would be asking questions like, what do I gain at the end of the day if I put, what would my children eat, and all of those. But let's look at it from this angle. The police in the recent weeks have been able to make arrests of over 200 culprits, and they have been paraded. I know you want them, as someone who has suffered this, and I know you definitely want them to do more, but what can you tell the government now to do different in terms of their pay? That is the pay of the security officers, so they can be able to do more.
Like what I keep telling people every time when I have conversations like this, I used to tell them that for Nigerians to be great, you understand, or for the security system to be great, you understand, they need to increase their salary, which is the police, the military, you understand.
Yes.
Then they can be able to protect life. You understand? Like I said, who wants to risk his life when he's not getting paid enough? You understand? Sometimes I even come to think of, how do these people survive with this salary? Because I believe they'll have family, relatives that look up to them. They want to send money to them for upkeep and all. You understand? Take their children to school and everything with the minimum wage. Like, how can they do this?
It's a lot, and then I know the government and then this current administration of the Renewed Hope agenda, they're actually doing so much more promised during his campaign, and we know he is on the track of getting that happen. Let's look at the economic implementation now, or implication of security challenges in a country. What do you think is going to hold to the economy of the country? That means in terms of having investors.
In terms of having investors, is it in this city, Abuja, or?
We're talking about the country at large. Probably let's use Abuja now as a case study. In Abuja now, with all of these little hitches that we have, how can it be influential for investors to come into the country and invest?
I don't lie to you. I think a lot of investors are scared to come to Nigeria. Not just scared, because when they are at the airport over where they are, if they're coming to Nigeria, they tell them at the airport that Nigeria is not a safe place to go to. They give them other options to go and visit, like other countries, like, oh, can't you try these other countries? Why coming to Nigeria and all? Why? Because of the insecurity and everything going on in the country.
We've had a report that says Nigeria now is part of the gray countries that are, facing insecurities, and then the statistics that we've gotten have shown that Nigeria it's not totally bad because it's in the gray zone. We have countries that all of these tourists and investors that they wouldn't even advise them to even go to start with. But on that note, now we'll be going because we have a report. Like I said, we'll be getting reactions from people from the streets of Nigeria, mostly here in the capital territory, Abuja, on the food increase. And then I would love you to take a listen of this report of the reactions we got from Nigerians on food cost.
The minimum wage is just like the minimum, right? It means that for those who have been working, there probably have to be like some calculations.
Yeah, I feel that they would have pushed for more. I feel like I don't feel okay with the new minimum wage, whatever, because the economy, 70K, no. I feel like they should have pushed for more because we need it.
Yeah, I actually think they would have pushed further because the hardship is too much. If you see so many families now, what they go through in terms of feeding is annoying. So we have to beg for them to eat. So if the federal government can push, or better still, if they can stand on their ground, like, okay, this is the exact amount they want, they should do it because it will also benefit everyone. We are suffering, like Nigerians are suffering, and it's not what we are expecting.
To me, I will say they should have pushed for higher amount because things are hard. It's very hard for some people to feed. I don't even know how to even start putting because everything is just hard. Transport fare, feeding, everything is just hard. Sometimes electricity itself, to even pay for it is very hard. So I think they should push for more because at least if they push for more, it will be more better.
From 30 to 70, landlord go collect. This way we have for leg now, go market, how much it be? How much be food? The 70 no good. Even it's better we day like that. The minimum wage just be like use one hand, give person something, use the other one, collect them.
The minimum wage is just like the minimum, right? It means that for those who have been working.
Sad commentaries there coming from Nigerians, and one saying the minimum wage is actually something that should be increased and not be settled. But looking at the inflation rate of the country now, definitely the government is actually going to like stay on the lane of what they would be able to afford to pay workers so as not to have head cuts. Labor union agreed on that, and then hopefully, it's going to be renewed after every 3 years, and we might not even have needs for all of this to happen, in the sense that clamoring for more minimum wage if our economy gets better, and then the policy and then the inflation rate at 33.24% gets declined. So we're just hoping that all of these things is going to happen. Mr. Korea, as a business entrepreneur that you are, so with this current inflation and all, how have you been coping as a businessman, and how have you been managing to pay your workers?
Honestly, I won't lie to you. It hasn't been very easy, you understand? Everything is affecting not just me, everyone around me, you understand? We talk about the price of fuel. Very expensive, you understand? It's not easy.
Something one time, yes. It's
not easy like you get for food. Everything is very, very, very expensive. Trust me, it hasn't been easy for me.
Looking at those angles now, okay, what do you think now should be done by the government? Is it that the fuel price now, is it the main reason why we are having all of these challenges?
The fuel price is one of many reasons why we are having all these challenges, you understand? I think the fuel price has to go down, and not just the fuel price. A lot of things have to go down. You understand, for Nigerian to come back to where it is before. Yes.
Okay. On that note, we'll be going on a very quick break, and then when we come back, Midday Discourse continues. Many thanks for staying with us, and we had to go on that very, very quick break. So, we've been trying to extract the causes of insecurity, food crisis, and as well as the current minimum wage, which we're hoping that would help, put food on people's tables, looking at the fact that this current administration is keen to renewing the hope of Nigerians. Is this a right approach? We'll get to find out as soon as the implementation and the president and the mass be able to, sign it into law properly for this to go, should just go, and then let's, workers always get paid. Still talking about this food insecurity, because without food, there is no how people can function properly. Exactly. So now I want to know, looking at IDP camps now in rural communities, even going to Jeremy now at this point. So now, what do you think now is the primary cause of food insecurity in Nigeria? And do you have any advice for the government on how they can help, cut all of these things?
I think the farmers, they need to be protected, you understand? If you go on Twitter, you see a lot of videos, news like farmers being killed, you understand? And none of these blogs are carrying this news, like to create awareness, you understand, so that these farmers can be protected. I think, I don't know if they have anything like farmers associations, you understand? I think they need to come together, you understand? The government needs to work with them, you understand, so they can protect their life as well, so they can be able to give us more food. Exactly. Yeah,
looking at them, there's always role, like you rightly mentioned before we came up on, you said the whole security needs to start from us as citizens of Nigeria.
Yes, exactly. In terms of the security, you understand, when you see something, you say something.
Yes.
You understand? When you're trying to solve a problem, you don't just start from the top. You understand? You start from the bottom. You understand? A lot of people are scared to speak out. You understand? And if you don't speak out, you'll die. If you speak out, you'll die. Why not just speak out
once?
You understand? And protect your future. And your loved ones around you. Sure.
Yeah, like you made a very valid point, not just starting from the top, we have to start from the down, because the government now in their offices, like Mr. President now in his office now in Asok, cannot know what is happening in Kubwa.
The government doesn't know anything that is going on
in your localities.
Except you call them and tell them, okay, there's a problem, people are fighting, there's a crime going on, you understand? That's when they will come in. You understand?
Looking at you that, sadly you were a victim of all of this, how swift did the police get to respond when your incident happened?
Okay, before I got shot, I was shot like multiple times, and I was stabbed on my head, stabbed on my tummy, you understand? It just took the grace of God that I'm alive, you understand? And I'm here to like let people know what I passed through. You understand? So I don't blame the police, because they were there before I got shot, but they were scared to come to the building where the incident is going on. You understand? I said to myself, like, who would want to risk himself for how much? 70,000 naira. You risk yourself. When you get shot, what happens next? You understand? So I don't blame those police officers. I feel like if they want to tackle the issue of insecurity, they should increase their salary. And trust me, who would want to come and bribe a officer that is doing well with any amount of money when he's okay? Nobody.
Yeah, let's look at, in the recent, the FCT here, statistically, like over 353 corporates has been kidnapped by the, have been arrested, rather, by the Nigerian police, and all of these persons, these corporates are being arraigned by the police force, and they are also definitely going to face the wrath of the law when they get prosecuted and taken to court.
Are we sure they're going to face the law?
Yes, they are going to face the wrath of the law, because obviously this whole thing has been long coming, and it's beginning to die down and then come off a little bit.
I feel like if they want to calm this issue down very well, you understand, I think this POS of a thing is one of the issues that is encouraging them
to go ahead.
Go ahead to kidnap people. Since
CAC now have actually created a means that any business that you do in this country, whether you're selling sachet water, or you have whatever business that it is, that you call it a business, that you transact with somebody, it has to be registered. On that note now, the CAC and the Nigerian government would be able to, track down whatever it is that you're doing, and then if any illegal stuff happens, they would be able to, find a way and get those people involved. So at least I think the Nigerian government and all of the security agencies are trying to, put things in order. Looking at this incident now of minimum wage, and they knew it used to be 30,000, and then now it has been increased to 70,000 naira. Do you think that Labour had a good fight to get this?
I'm not okay with the 70,000 naira that they're taking it to. You understand? In my own suggestion, I feel like it should be more.
More, yes.
When I say more, a million naira is not even enough. You understand?
Looking at the current economic situation.
Exactly, but it's okay. You understand? At least when they put it that price, I feel like they are trying. You understand? Because what will 70,000 naira do? You pay your light bill, you transport to your place of work. You buy toiletries or anything. If you have children, take care of them, food and everything. You see how prices of food are very expensive in the market. Yes. You understand? A kilo of beef.
Yeah, I saw you. We were having a conversation just this past weekend.
This beef was 6,000 naira. I went to the market. I felt like maybe I'm being cheated. I had to post on my WhatsApp please, what's the price of let me be sure if that's the exact price. You understand? Trust me, it doesn't make sense anymore.
So that means the budget you went to market with, you actually exceeded it.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense anymore. Everything is expensive. Fuel, lights, everything, food, everything, very expensive. And I think it's not helping at all.
So what do you think now can bring all of this down?
The best way to get Nigerian working, instead of protesting, because I know if you protest, a lot of people lost their life. You understand? And then
are you in support of the protest that is coming up shortly?
Instead of protesting, I feel like all Nigerians should just, everybody, all the workers, they should just resign. You understand?
That's another form of protesting now.
Yes, everybody should be a farmer. You understand? That's work. They should go and work it. They should put their family members here, and then all of us should face our farm. Trust me, they want to work. Or even the school of, I see a lot of churches opening schools and everything, and most of the members cannot afford it. I feel like if everybody would just stop, okay, church, let's not go to church again, let's not go to mosque again, you understand? Everybody should just face their farm, you understand? And even if you just, work for that month, you understand, get your salary, maybe buy bicycle, you understand, to take yourself to any destination you want to take yourself to. Trust me, I'm serious, it will help, I swear, it will help, it will go a long way.
You know, the former president of this country, Muhammadu Buhari, His Excellency, actually at some point when people were complaining about food crisis and food is, hike in food prices, he said everybody should go to farm. So finally, I've seen someone that has the same ideology as the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, on the going back to farm ideology. But if everybody goes back to farm now, who would now teach the children?
The government, all of them, they should teach themselves.
Because, looking at those angles now, packing up, just for 1 week that the labor and organized labor went on strike.
Okay, look at this. I don't know if you've seen, if you go, let's just take and go to where bike people are. You see a lot of graduates doing bike work, some of them doing keke, you understand, bus driver, and if you check their certificate, they are doing very well.
They did well in school.
They did very well in school, but no job for them. Are you proud of that?
Well, those are angles that, the government is actually working on, because, this is part of the Renewed Hope agenda, and a lot of policies have been put in place for all of these things now to happen. If, you like you said, if everybody packs up now and then, heads back to the farm.
Trust me, the government will want to work. They want to do something.
Looking at, before we got into all of this, for the past 1 week, Labour threatened to go on a 30-day strike before they met with Mr. President, and then they reached on an agreement where they said 70,000 naira will be paid as the minimum wage and will be reviewed after every 3 years. If all of this happens now, it shows that there is actually hope for the civil servants. And then
for me, I feel like there is no hope. Nobody can survive with 70,000 naira even for a week. It's not enough. Trust me, there is no hope. There is hope when there is a change.
Which we are hoping.
And the change is not just adding how many percent, 70,000 naira. What can 70,000 naira do? Is that the change? Trust me, that's not the change. That's not the change we want for Nigeria. We want a better change for Nigeria. We want to see Nigeria working. I'm this kind of person that I believe that I can make it in Nigeria. I don't believe that if I travel out, I'll be rich, I'll work and make money, you understand?
But do you believe
Nigeria
that
is making it difficult for us, and it's not good.
As a businessman now, do you think taking your business out of Nigeria now is going to help your business grow faster and wider, or do you think that there's a potential of your business now growing big in Nigeria?
Yes, there's a potential of my business growing in Nigeria, you understand? But if the country is not working, how would the business grow?
Okay, looking at the price of electricity and fuel.
It's not easy, not just for the business people, you understand?
To curb hunger and starvation from the land, and we believe that the president and his whole administration, all hands are on deck working on this. But we'll still go on a very quick break, and then when we come back, we'll be looking at what are the potential and effects of the new minimum wage on employment and job creation in Nigeria. Okay, many thanks for joining us, and we had to go on that quick break. So now I'll be looking at, how the new minimum wage will affect the purchasing power of Nigerian consumers. On our one, I'm just wondering how if his business would be able to, employ more persons, or what can 70,000 naira now, the purchasing power, anybody going to the markets now, for example, it's someone that's married with probably 3 children, and you earn 70,000 naira at the end of the month. When you're going to the market, will you be going to the market with your shoulders high and saying, yes, you will be able to buy what will be enough for the family, or you feel...
Sometimes I feel bad for them. I feel bad.
And in terms of businesses, blows me up, because when we sell Nigeria and grow Nigeria, at that point now we would have very good economic stabilization, and our economy would grow just like every other country's economy in every part of the world. So we're hoping to see a positive and impactful, insights when it comes to, the growth of Nigerian economy. So on that note, it just brings us to another angle of all of these fairy tales of the minimum wage shares and all of that. But let's go back a bit to the security challenges now. What role do you think that our security organizations now, that is agencies, need to play when it comes to the local communities? Because most of the times you can go to rural communities now, you see one police station in a certain place. Before you will see another one, you need to take. Do you think they need to build more police stations in our rural communities?
Sure. They need to build, not just building the police station, they need to give them equipment to carry on their operation. Yeah, not just building the police station. They need to encourage them by adding their salary and giving them equipment.
Is it with vigilantes? Most of these people now, in the rural communities now, do you think the role of vigilantes now is going to be more impactful? Because one, the vigilantes now are like those that are in the community already. They know some nooks and crannies that the police people might not know. Do you think creating vigilante groups by the federal government now, or excuse me, by the federal government now will help, you know, to be able to share intel to the police department?
Sure, it will help. It will help. The vigilantes, they are doing well, trust me.
So looking at those angles now, you feel those are the major key people that would be able to focus more and then deliver all of these informations to the Nigerian police. Okay, so that is the angles we are looking at, and then we are hoping to see that the security agencies will take a cue out of all of these conversations that we've been having to be able to create avenues for rural communities to have vigilantes and then get information disseminated to the appropriate offices so they can be able to come down and have their job done. Let's talk about IDPs now. What do you think can be done? Because most of our farmers are actually those ones that have been displaced by insecurity. What do you think the government should do to help them get back to their homes and get back to farming?
Trust me, the government needs to protect them. I don't know how, you understand? But I feel like the farmers, they are the one who know, they are the one that knows how to go about it, you understand?
So
the government needs to protect them, trust me. You know, they always eat up their crop and all. If you go on Twitter, you see posts of farmers crying out that the government should help them out, you understand? Even when they try to reach out to the police, they always show up late and all, you understand? So I feel like they need to protect our crops, you understand? They need to protect our crops.
Okay. We actually, like looking at that, that means what you're trying to say is you want the police, the government should have a sit-down, one-on-one sit-down to actually,
with the farmers discuss it out and understand themselves and know how they can be protected and how they can keep the crops safe,
yes, and their communities safe as well. So, you know, looking at this now, the government have actually been, you know, doing so much, and then they are actually creating avenues for most of these internal displaced persons to, you know, find their way back to their homes, and as well as having, you know, security and then schools and medical facilities for them to be able to go back to farms and do, because looking at it now, majorly the states that we know that have the largest share of farm is Niger State, and then they were really hit so bad by these insecurities. But now IDPs, internal displaced persons, have been able to go back to those states and then continue farming. So we applaud the government for all the very good works that they have been doing. And then what's your final cue, because I know you're a very busy person and you have things that you need to go attend to. Like, what's your advice to the government, one, on the new minimum wage? What do you think is realistic for the government to pay civil servants? And also, while asking that question, you should also remember you're a businessman, and then you have workers as well. So
I'm confused.
So looking at all of these things now, you need to answer the question in a way that is going to be realistic to you as a business person and also realistic to the government.
At least 500K is okay.
And then, you know, now if you're paying maybe a few of your staffs, maybe 500K now, if the government should pay 500K as minimum wage, automatically private investors, private business owners would also have to pay that amount, because it's in the law of Nigeria for you to pay that amount of money. So for as minimum wage, as a business person now, can you manage to pay 4 or 5 persons 500K at the end of every month?
Trust me, you lost a very big time, you understand, because of the prices of everything, you understand. It will affect us, but the government can still work on it.
That means from the look of things now, at this point, looking at the inflation rate and everything, so 70,000 naira is the realistic amount.
Listen, about 7,000 can be enough if the prices of things
calm down.
70,000 is enough.
Yes.
You understand? Well, it's not enough when
Fuel is high.
Everything is high. Fuel is high. Transportation. You understand? Food. Everything is high. So how do you survive? You understand? Even if you have 500,000 naira, it's as if you're having 70,000 naira in your hand because it's not enough. You understand? So if the prices of things can come down,
yes,
trust me, I think 70,000 will be enough.
Because, you know, at some point, the NYSC allowance was like 18,000, 500 naira. Some persons even received lesser than that amount and nobody complained because given at that point with 18,500 naira, you can be able to get yourself a bag of rice and you can see how...
when I can have 200 naira is enough to, eat breakfast.
Yeah. Yes, I could remember.
Even 50 naira.
Yes.
I bought food with 50 naira.
At that point, but now, looking at the inflation and all. So if all of this curbs down now, and majorly if fuel price...
If everything can come down, trust me, things will go well. People will be able to manage with the 70,000 naira for the minimum wages. But if price of things are very expensive, trust me, it won't work. Even 500,000 naira is not enough.
At this point, yes. So looking at now, let's move, because we're running out of time already. Okay. Yeah, looking at the security, angles now, that's the security agencies now. We know they've been doing more, and you are one of those advocating for vigilantes. What do you think yes?
I feel like if they want to stop this insecurity going on in Nigeria, not just Nigeria, Abuja, all the states.
Yes.
You understand? I don't know if they can suggest what they call
a joint task force with locals and then the security agencies.
Yes, exactly. Or maybe I feel like even if they want to do the joint task force, their leader shouldn't come from. Their leader should come from that state.
And then that locality, that understands
so that anytime any crisis happens or any crime is being committed, they will hold the head of the
or he would be able to provide intel and then know where all of the hideouts of these people are.
And then, even in Abuja, if you go to Mabuchi roundabout, you see boys roaming about. They are not working. They are not doing anything. In the evening, they go out to commit crimes and no. You understand? I think if they want to face this issue, if you're staying in Abuja, you understand, it's either if you're working, you understand, you need to have a place.
A permit and all?
Yes, you need to have a place where you stay. You don't come to Abuja and hang around the street, under the bridge, you understand. In the evening, you cause problems and all. I think they should go about, pick all those voices. Not just Mabuchi, there are other places, Gwagwalada, Nyanya, you see people building houses close to the road. You understand? It's not, I don't think you need to face those things.
With the arrival of the new FCT, with the FCT minister now, his minister, His Excellency Winston Wike, he has actually been copying all of those things, and then in some areas now, you can move around freely and not see all of those people living under the bridges. So on that note, that's how much time would permit us to take on today's edition of Midday Discuss. My name is Samuel Odi, and Mr. Korea, thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of the program. And we'll hope to see you all tomorrow as we bring you another edition of the program. I am Samuel Odi. Do have a great day ahead. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you.